Welcome to Hong Kong, Hong Kong. I'm Jenny Lam. This is TVB's brand new infotainment program that will run every Monday through Thursday. We'll be talking to rock stars, movie stars, artists and authors. We'll be taking you to the best shows, sporting events and exhibitions in town. But first tonight, we'll meet the writer Vikas Swarup, whose book Q&A inspired this year's Oscar-winning movie Slumdog Millionaire.
Are you nervous?
It's the story of the meteoric rise of a child from the slums of Mumbai to fame and fortune when he gave all the right answers on a TV quiz show.
Welcome to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
It's not the money he was after, it's the girl.
We went on the show because I thought she'd be watching. She's my destiny.
What inspired you to write Q&A?
I wanted to show that knowledge is not the preserve of the educated elite, that even someone who has not had formal education can have knowledge. And the inspiration really came from a news report which I had read some years ago about a project called Hole in the Wall, in which children living in a slum had started using a computer facility entirely on their own.
And you set off to write a thriller and they kind of change it into a romance. How did you feel?
Well, my book is a social thriller. It's not a straight thriller as such, because what I'm trying to do in my book is reveal the private life of my protagonist through the public spectacle of the quiz show. The filmmakers, I think, they felt that a love story angle, would work the best cinematically.
I suppose the most exciting thing about Vikas Swarup's book, Q&A, was this extraordinary concept of a slum kid who goes all the way on this show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and wins it. And that, as a very simple premise, was just captured me immediately. I had to depart quite a lot from the novel. The novel is essentially 12 short stories, some of which are linked and some of which are completely discrete and separate. So what I needed to do was to find one story that would trace all the way through the film. And I decided that it would be a love story between Jamal and Latika.
It was about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which I didn't really want to make a film about that because I had that kind of reaction where you think, well, that's on television every week, why would you go to the cinema and watch it? But it was extraordinary the way that they used the show to tell the story, to help tell the story, and it's just a help in a way to tell the story of this boy's life up to then.
Thematically, the biggest difference is that my book is about luck, while the film...
Now, about the protagonist, he was called Jamal Malik in the film. Now, he's called something different in the book. Can you explain his name?
Well, in the book, he's called Ram Muhammad Thomas, and as you can imagine, that symbolizes really the three different faiths which exist in India. Ram coming from the Hindu religion, Muhammad coming from the Muslim religion, and Christian, obviously, Thomas coming from the Christian religion. I really wanted, him to be not identifiable with any particular region or language or religion of India, but really identified with the whole of India.
And although there's lots of the flavour of the film is obviously Mumbai and India, and how it is at the moment, and the real essence of it is that you root for this underdog.
What both the book and the film do is, number one, put India in the consciousness of the world. Suddenly you are aware, of India. And the slums are, of course, depicted in both the book and the film, but only as a backdrop to that compelling human story about grit and determination and survival. And the underlying message of both the book and the film is the triumph of the underdog.
Now, you met some of the children who were in this film, and two of them were actually from the slums of India. How did that make you feel?
Well, I met them in Mumbai, then I met them again at the Oscar, and really one of the enduring images of Oscar night for me, because I was also in Kodak Theatre that night, was to see these two kids sharing the same stage with Steven Spielberg. And it told you that, look, on that night, they are not representing, whether they are from the slums or whatever, they are there in their own right as artists. So what's important is not where you come from, but where you are headed.
Well, the book's been translated into more than 30 languages, and since the success of the film, it's been on bestseller lists around the world. And if you haven't read it yet, I can tell you now, the ending is different from the film. That's it from me. See you next time on Hong Kong, Hong Kong.